All right, Shalom. Start first by giving all praise and glories unto Yahweh, Ba'ashim Yahushai, Brakatah Yahweh, Brakatah Yahushai, Call Halal, Yahweh, Ba'ashim Yahushai. Double honors to the apostles and elders at Great Millstone who taught us this truth and who rule well, and who are guiding us through this walk of faith, and double greetings, salutations, and blessings unto the hopeful elect that will receive salvation in times to come, that will escape hell, on earth in the lake of fire, that are chosen of the Israelites. Shalom. This is a response video to Apostle Tahar's to you Christians, is hell an actual place? On What is the 66 mark page. This is the brother Shaquat from GMS Las Vegas, and I'm gonna hop right into it. Actually, I'm gonna particularly touch on one aspect of the definitions of hell, right? And it's pretty much the word. Let's start with the word hell off the top. If my phone want to work. Okay, here we go. Let's see. Come on now. Don't be slow all of a sudden. All right. Hell, right? This is just the definition of hell. Put it in Google, and this is what popped up. Because we got a lot of these guys out there, you Christians, or so-called Christians. And what's funny is Christians are Israelites, man. It was a derogatory term given to Israelites. But a lot of you heathens take on that name. And they were called Christians because they believed in the Christ, which it was the Hamashiach, which was Yahweh Shai in the ancient Hebrew. They followed him, so they called them Christians as a derogatory term. You were Christos, whether it was in Greek or in Hebrew was Hamashiach, or whatever, right? But a lot of you guys out there believe in hell in an unrealistic manner. I'm gonna read what it says in the definition of hell. Right, it says a place regarded in various religions as a spiritual realm, regarded in various religions as a spiritual realm of evil and suffering, often traditionally depicted as a place of perpetual fire beneath the earth, where the wicked are punished after death. That's funny. I'm like forced into another video, which is fine, about reincarnation. But Lord willing, I'll get to that. But yeah, and this is what they got. What's funny, all of these right here, let's look at the synonyms: the netherworld, the inferno, the inferno regions, the abyss, eternal damnation. There's no such thing as eternal damnation. Let's start there. There's no such thing as eternal damnation. Like, it was funny. We would call it the ISUPK General Gehenna. We was calling him Gehenna because he's leading those guys right into the true definition of this word. When I get into it, the Gehenna, which is the word, right? He's leading them into hell. He's leading them into a pit of death, basically, right? A pit of fire is when you get deeper into this word, right? It says perdition, which means destruction, hellfire, fire and brimstone, Hades, Sheol. Those are other words synonymous with hell, but that's a different lesson. It says Acheron, Gehenna, which is the word we're going to get into, Tophet, which is another synonymous word for Gehenna. It's literally the pit, exclamation used to express annoyance or surprise for an emphasis, for emphasis, yeah. Oh hell, where is the end? Yeah, blah 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 blah. So, going to the next word. Next, we're gonna go into the Greek. Right? It says the hell definition in Greek. It says there are three words translated hell in the New Testament: Hades and Tartarus, which are Greek, and Gehenna, which is the Greek form of the Hebrew word Ge and Hinnom. Gehenna, what was the word? Gaya Hayanam. Yeah, I think that's how you say it. In the actual Hebrew, I think it's because they even call it the son of Valley of the Sun or sons of Hinnom. And that's where this word really leads to. We'll get into that. Give me a moment with that. It says, but it was Gayaban Hayanam. Yeah. Is how you say it in the Hebrew, in the ancient Hebrew. It says, or Gehenna. It says, meaning Valley of Hinnom. It says this word occurs 11 times and is rendered grave once and hell 3 times. Right, that Greek. Now let's go on to the next page. And then this Valley of Hinnom. This is what you got to do to study yourself approved. You got to keep digging, man, and you get down to the truth of things. Because this devil can only hide things so deep, but the spirit of Yahweh Shema Shai has to be dealing with you to keep giving you that desire to go deeper and deeper. This is what it takes to go deeper and deeper, to get the understanding. Study show thyself approved, workman that needeth not be ashamed, rightly dividing the word of truth. This is what it takes. So we went Wikipedia, and this was easy, right? It says Gehenna, Greek, Hebrew. Yeah, and it was Gaya Abal Ban, so like Gaya Abal Ban, which means the Valley of the Sons. Hayanam, basically, was how you say Valley of Hinnom or anyway. The point is, when we get to it, it says right here. It says, "Is a small valley in Jerusalem." Right? In the Hebrew Bible, Gehenna is literally where some of the kings of Judah sacrificed their children by fire. Meaning it was a biblical death valley, you know? Because they would send their either the dead bodies there, but in particularly this place was sent to sacrifice their children unto other gods, which was off according to the spirit, right? But this was a literal place that you took your children to sacrifice them unto other gods, Baal, Molech, and so on and so forth. Said thereafter it was deemed to be cursed. That's right. I'm gonna hit those scriptures right quick. In Jeremiah, hit Jeremiah 7 right quick. Jeremiah 7. I'm gonna start up at 30. It says, "For the children of Judah have done evil in my sight, saith the Lord Yahweh," which the name Yahweh is the true name of the Heavenly Father, and who you ignorantly call Jesus Christ is Yahweh Shai, right? And by the way, if you didn't know who the children of Israel were, you know, there's the so-called Negro Latinos and Native Americans scattered across the 4 corners of the earth, and those with the same Israelite spirit that are mingled and look like the other nations as well. Those are the children of Israel. Anyway, it says, "They have set their abominations in the house which is called by my name to pollute it." They brought these abominations into the house of Israel. Anyway, it says, "And they have built the high places of Tophet," which I believe Tophet is a valley of fire, or something to that effect. So like it says, "which is in the valley of the son of Hinnom, to burn their sons and their daughters in the fire, which I commanded them not, neither came it into my heart." Right? It says, "Therefore, behold, the days come, saith the Lord Yahweh, that it shall no more be called Tophet, nor the valley of the son of Hinnom, but the valley of slaughter. For they shall bury in Tophet till there be no place." Yeah, man, because Jake was going off, man. Let me go to 19, Jeremiah 19. I'm trying to keep this as concise, but trying to hit a lot of the points. Yeah, I'm gonna start up at verse 2, Jeremiah 19 and 2. Yep, it says, "And go forth into the valley of the son of Hinnom." That was Gayaban Hayanam. Yeah, that's how you will say that. Valley of the Sun, Ban and Sun in there, thrown in there, right? It says, which is by the entry of the east gate, and proclaim there the words that I shall tell thee, and say, hear ye the word of the Lord Yahweh, O kings of Judah. Because when you go, matter of fact, I'm gonna go into Chronicles real quick, so I can hold on, just to tie this whole thing in, because there were kings there were kings that reigned over Judah that was doing this, man. They were really sacrificing their children to other idols. You know, matter of fact, King Ahaz was one of them, and I believe the other example I'm gonna use is where is that other king? King Manasseh. Yeah, it says this is 2 Chronicles 28, and I'm gonna start up at 1. It says, Ahaz was 23 years old when he began to reign, and he reigned 16 years in Jerusalem, but he did not that which was right in the sight of the Lord Yahweh, like David his father. Right? For he walked in the ways of the kings of Israel, and made also molten images for Baalim, for other gods. Right? It says other lords. It said moreover, he burnt incense in the valley of the son of Hinnom, and burnt his children in the fire. See? It was a literal place, because when you go deeper into this word, which I wasn't going to do, but I'll show you right here even, when you go down in here, it's a literal place on the map, south of Mount Zion in Jerusalem. Right? It's literally a valley where they will send their children into this pit to be burned to sacrifice unto idols. Right? And we'll read it again, verse 3, 2 Chronicles 28:3. Moreover, he burnt incense in the valley of the son of Hinnom, and burnt his children in the fire, after abominations of the heathen, whom the Lord Yahweh had cast out before the children of Israel. He sacrificed also and burnt incense in the high places, and on the hills, and under every green tree. So that's where he was going off, right? So I'm going to jump down in the book to 2 Chronicles 33, and I'm going to start at, I'm going to get right to the point. Now I got to start up a little bit. Yep. I'm going to start at verse 2. I'm going to hit a couple key scripts, and then go back to Jeremiah. It says, 2 Chronicles 33, and I'm going to start at verse 2. It says, but he, it's talking about King. I'll start at verse 1. Manasseh was 12 years old when he began to reign. He was only 12, by the way. It said when he began to reign, and he reigned 55 years in Jerusalem, but did that which was evil in the sight of the Lord Yahweh, like unto the abominations of the heathen, whom the Lord Yahweh had cast out before the children of Israel. For he built again the high places, because Hezekiah had knocked those down, if I remember right. But anyway, it says, which Hezekiah his father had broken down. There it says right there. It says, and he reared up altars for Baalim, and or Balaam, as some people call it, and made groves, and worshipped all the host of heaven, and served them. And that's the same thing they do. Just to put this in perspective, same things that they do. These wicked elites that call themselves the Jews, when they go into these Bohemian groves and different things of sacrificing children. And October is one of those months, you know, where they done gathered up a bunch of children. They're going to go into the Bohemian Grove in Northern California. And what is it called? What's that place at up there? And it's wine country up there, but it's a big forest up in middle to Northern California where they do that. The big image of a wooden image of Molech and all of that, a big ass owl. You can go right into that and look at that right on the internet. I know it's in there. I even think Alex Jones tried to get in there. There's images of all of that. and even what's the Jesse Ventura? Anyway, it says yes, and made groves and worshipped all the host of heaven and served them. He also built altars in the house of the Lord Yahweh, where the Lord had said, "In Jerusalem shall my name be forever." And he built altars for all the host of heaven in the two courts of the house of the Lord. Going on. And he caused his children to pass through the fire in the valley of the son of Hinnom. Also he observed times and used enchantments and used witchcraft and dealt with familiar spirits and with wizards. He wrought much evil in the sight of the Lord Yahweh to provoke him to anger. And he set a carved image in the idol which he had made in the house of the Most High. And the Most High God has said to David and to Solomon his son, "In this house and in Jerusalem, which I have chosen before all the tribes of Israel, will I put my name forever." In Judah, man. He did that, man. I'm going to jump, I'm going to jump down 9. And Manasseh made Judah and the inhabitants of Jerusalem to err and to do worse than the heathen whom the Lord Yahweh had destroyed before the children of Israel. And the Lord spake, and he goes in telling you he's going to jack up Israel because of what he did. And so that's that point. So that's what that was. Those were some of the kings that they're referring to that went off in Israel, right? And then we go back into Jeremiah 19:3. It says, and say, "Hear you the word of the Lord Yahweh, O kings of Judah and inhabitants of Jerusalem. Thus saith the Lord of hosts, the God of Israel, Behold, I will bring evil upon this place, the which whosoever heareth his ears shall tingle, because they have forsaken me and have estranged this place, and have burnt incense in it to other gods, whom neither they nor their fathers have known, nor the kings of Judah, and have filled this place with the blood of innocents." Yeah, because they were sacrificing children. You know, they're bringing them to this valley to sacrifice children. It says, they have built also the high places of Baal to burn their sons with fire for burnt offerings unto Baal, which I commanded not, nor spake it, neither came it into my mind. Right? And this is what they were, this is that place, that valley of Hinnom, Gehenna in the Greek, that they were going to. A literal pit of fire that they would burn bodies, or better yet, the word the brother gave me was incinerate. Where they would incinerate their children, which they're still doing these sacrifices. They actually, the custom was picked up by goddamn druids and them over there in that's how you know we're over there in West Europe. Whether it was the druids or the what's the other ones that's over there? The druids and the I'm drawing blank right now, but there's another group of that our seed was mingled with, the Israelite seed was mingled with during the Dark Ages. And I'm drawing blank. I normally bring them out, but I'm drawing blank right now. But over where Scotland, Ireland, and places like that, you know, well, that was one of the customs that they would do over there. Anyway, so we're gonna go from there. We're gonna go to let's go to Isaiah right quick. Isaiah 30. Isaiah chapter 30, verse 33. It says, "For Tophet." Let me see if I should read that. Nope. It says, verse 33, "For Tophet," which I was saying is synonymous with the valley of Hinnom. Right? It says, "is ordained of old, yea, for the king it is prepared. He hath made it deep and large. The pile thereof is fire and much wood. The breath of the Lord, like a stream of brimstone, do kindle it." So that's another place of destruction, a place of fire to burn people, man. And it was talking about the king going to a place like that here in Isaiah, because he had the people going off. Yeah, man. So we're gonna keep reading down and hit a couple key points and then close out. Yeah. In rabbinic, literature and Christian and Islamic scripture, Gehenna is the destination of the wicked. This is different from the more neutral Sheol, Hades, the abode of the dead. Yeah, like I said, that's a different lesson for a different day. Although the King James Version of the Bible usually translates both with Anglo-Saxon word hell, right? But it's two different ideas of it. One is this literal place of fire, or to incinerate people or children where they were sacrificed. The other, goes deeper. I don't want to give that away because some of those Christians are going to try to use that other word, right? And we're going to see what they do. Anyway, so in the King James Version, let me see. There's more to this. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Down here. Yep. The oldest historical reference is in Joshua 15:8 and 18:6, to describe the tribal boundaries. Yeah. It just tells where that's at. Second Chronicles, I brought that out. Yep. Yeah, right here it says about King Ahaz of Judah. Yeah, it says, since his legitimate son by the daughter of a high priest, Hezekiah, succeeded him as king, this, if literal, as assumed by the mean children by unrecorded pagan wives or concubines, the same is recorded of Ahaz's grandson Manasseh in 33:6. Yeah, I read those already. It says, there remains debate about whether the phrase caused his children to pass through the fire meant a religious ceremony or a literally child sacrifice. And it was literally child sacrifice. And they made child sacrifice into a religious ceremony. That's the real truth of it. And when you read the scriptures that we read, that's really what that was, because they were praying. The religious ceremony was unto other gods, though not unto the Most High God, Yahweh, because he never, like you said, he never sanctioned that to be amongst our people. So it actually literally tells us, don't let our children pass through the fire. I believe that's in Deuteronomy. Let me see if I can grab it right quick. Bear with me 1 second. Yeah, let me see. Where is that at? Bear with me 1 moment. All right, but while I found it, it's in Leviticus chapter 18. Let me get straight to the point. 21 says, and thou shalt not let any of thy seed pass through the fire of Molech, the fire to Molech. Neither shalt thou profane the name of thy power. I am the Lord Yahweh. Right? Now let me jump down to the book of Deuteronomy chapter 32, verse 16. It says, they provoke him to jealousy with strange gods. With abominations provoke they him to anger. They sacrifice unto devils, not to the Most High, to gods whom they knew not, to new gods that came newly up upon, or so like whom your fathers feared not. And that's what they did. Yep. And that's why let me keep going. It says, verse 18, of the rock that beget thee, thou art unmindful. Talking about the Most High Yahweh. And Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, it says, and has forgotten God that formed thee. And when the Lord saw it, Yahweh saw it, he abhorred them because of the provoking of his sons and of his daughters. Right? It says, yep. I can continue reading, but that was the point, though. But we did that by sacrificing our children unto unto other gods, man. And then we have to deal with that. So keep going in this. It says, so that literally was a place of child sacrifice that they did a religious ceremony with that child sacrifice. The Most High was angry and kindled against us. Yep. Yeah, and it says the book of Isaiah does not mention Gehenna by name, but the burning place, which I read that already, in which the Assyrian army is to be destroyed, may be read Tophet in the final verse of Isaiah, which concerns of those that have rebelled against the Most High. Right. The place of destroying fire, that pit of fire, basically, to destroy the enemies, right? And they also did that to the children. It was a place of fire. So that's what Gehenna means. Basically a place of death and fire. You put somebody to kill them. You put them in a pit to burn, to kill them, pursuant to Jeremiah. Right? And I believe we read that. Yeah, I'm going to read this and I'm going to close. I'll say, in the reign of Josiah, a call from Jeremiah to destroy the shrines of Tophet and to end the practice. Jeremiah 7 and 31 to 32, I read that, and 32 and 35. It is recorded that Josiah destroyed the shrine of Molech on Tophet to prevent anyone sacrificing children therein. It's a Kings. 2 Kings 23 and 10 shows that. It says, despite Josiah's ending of the practice, Jeremiah also included the prophecy that Jerusalem itself will be made like Gehenna and Tophet. Yeah, I read those because we were doing that. Right? It says, and final purely geographical reference is found in Nehemiah 11 to the exiles returning from Babylon, camping from Beersheba to Hinnom. Yeah, they camped in that region. So this was literally a region where there was a valley that they burned children for sacrifice. Gehenna. So when the Apostle Har poses this question to you, you now have the understanding of what Gehenna is about. It was literally a place of fire. Let's see. Yeah, it's literally a place of death where they burned or incinerated, better yet, bodies and children. It was literally a cursed place eventually. Right? So that's my response to the Apostle Har's video. To you Christians, is hell an actual place? But this isn't the place that you're talking about, because there's different references of hell. And you guys don't even realize how loaded this question truly is. Well, I gave one answer away, and I'm sure brothers are going to hit other responses and give the answer away, because we know you guys don't know it. You guys really think it's a little red devil with a pitchfork and a scaly-ass tail down there tormenting people forever. So, anyway, with that, I'm going to close out. Give all praise and glories unto Yahweh, Ba'ashim Yahushai, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahushai. Call halal Yahweh, Ba'ashim Yahushai. Double honor to the apostles and elders at Great Millstone who rule well. And greetings, salutations, and blessings unto the elect that will receive salvation in the coming destruction and escape this hell in the lake of fire. That was cast into the lake of fire. With that, shalom.